listening to the Live with Audacity podcast. I'm your host, Melissa Stewart. Audacity is defined by Merriam-Webster as intrepid boldness or disregard for normal constraints. And that's exactly what we have here. The Live with Audacity podcast is aimed at giving you the courage to explore your someday dreams, do things your way, and start making things happen in your life right now. I'm a mama of 4 kiddos ranging from college student to kindergartner, wife to a high school football and track coach, and a multi-passionate entrepreneur. Together with my guests, we're going to teach you how to live with audacity and intentionality, discover and utilize your unique skills and talents, and step into who you are meant to be in order to make your someday dreams a reality. Are you ready? Here we go. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Live with Audacity podcast. I am so excited to be here and talk to you guys today because this is a special bonus episode, and I wanted to remind you, if you have not heard yet, that I am making a big announcement tomorrow. It's going all down in the Live with Audacity Facebook group tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central. And I'm really excited about it because we are going to be talking about how things are shifting ever so slightly so I can show up and serve you in the best way that I can. So today's bonus episode is a little hint for you. Okay, so it's all going down again in the Facebook group tomorrow. That is facebook.com/groups/Live with Audacity now. Or you can just search Live with Audacity on Facebook and it will pop up for you, okay? So, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. We are going to have so much fun tomorrow, and maybe I'll be announcing a little giveaway, so you'll definitely want to tune in for that. Okay, so today we are going to jump in and start talking about how we can stop the scroll on social media. I know that so many people struggle with that, and it's such a big time waster for us. And everywhere we look, people, gurus, business experts are telling us to grow our business on social media. And while I fully support that and understand it, I also know that having that frame of mind and that mindset that we need to be on all the time really distracts us from actually doing the real work and growing our business and making the connections that we need to make. So today we're going to talk about how can we stop the scroll and really start to make progress in our business, okay? Whether it's a business, whether it's volunteer opportunities, or whatever the calling is on your heart, I want to help you stop the scroll so you can focus on your mission, your purpose, and really living into your greatest potential for your life. Okay, so number one, and I know that you guys are going to freak out about this, but you've got to turn off the notifications on your phone. And so this was a work in progress for me. First, I removed Facebook notifications from my phone. And then, so I wasn't getting the notifications, but I would still pop onto Facebook to see if I had any notifications, right? And so then I actually just recently decided to remove the notifications for Facebook Messenger. And it is so crazy when I pop onto Facebook and I see the little number up there for my messages, like 3 or 4. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've missed some things. But I didn't actually miss anything. It's just postponed, right? I'm not missing anyone. I'm not missing talking to people. I'm not missing anything. They're sitting on Facebook just like I was. So whenever I get back to them, it's probably going to be fine. And you know what? If they don't get back to me right away, great. That means they are focused on their business as well. So what I did was I removed Facebook notifications from my phone. Then I removed Facebook Messenger notifications from my phone. I did the same for Instagram. I don't get dings or anything for Instagram likes or comments or messages or anything on there. I actually have to go onto the app to see what notifications I have. And then also I did it for email. And that was really powerful because when you're trying to grow a business, you think that you need to be able to respond to anyone for anything that they need. But responding immediately to messages isn't what makes you money. And it's not what is going to grow your authority. And it's not what's going to grow your platform and your audience. To be honest, I think growing your audience and your platform and your authority is so much easier when you're not responding immediately, because then people are perceiving you as really focused and really committed to your job or your career or your work or your business, and knowing that sending messages to each other on Facebook isn't really business. It's not really doing business. Do you know what I mean? So those were the first things that I did to stop the scroll on social media. One of the other things that I did was I started removing myself from any and all groups that weren't serving me or were making me feel inadequate or guilty for not doing this or not doing that. Or like I wasn't doing things the right way. And I use right in air quotes, right? Because if you've been with me for any amount of time, you know that I believe growing your business has to be super authentic and super aligned with who you are. So I love doing the podcast, and that's the way that I can show up the best for you guys. Going in and posting in Facebook groups or I love making connections with new people and getting to know new people, but I'm not out there actively, looking to make 20 connections and have 15 coffee chats set up, because that feels inauthentic to me. I want to meet people in a natural way. That's what works for me. I'm not saying that won't work for you. But what I believe you need to do is figure out the things that light you up and the things that make you feel really happy and elevated and high vibe, and what are you, when you're connecting with people, in what ways are you doing it that make you feel like that? And do more of those things. Really push in those ways. Really push yourself outside of your limits in those ways, because those ways already make you feel really happy and excited. I feel like it's really draining and stressful and overwhelming to do it in ways that don't necessarily align with us. So, for example, if you love podcasting, awesome. If you love talking and not being seen and being able to wear your hair in a mom bun with a sweatshirt, which is what I'm doing right this second, do more of that. If that lights you up, do more of that. And that's what lights me up. I love podcasting. I love interviewing other people. It makes me so joyful. I love getting to meet people in that way and sharing it with the rest of the world. It's so incredible to me. So that's the way I love connecting with other people. So that's what I'm doing. If you love making videos and teaching people, awesome. Do YouTube. Connect with people on YouTube. If you love doing coffee chats and showing up in other people's groups and providing value in that way, awesome. Do that. But do the things that really resonate and make you feel alive. Do more of that. Okay? But don't just be out there all willy-nilly, just scrolling on Facebook all day long, right? If showing up in Facebook groups and connecting with people in Facebook groups is what does it for you, then awesome. Why don't you set a timer for 30 minutes or an hour, whatever time you've blocked in your schedule for doing those connection activities? Set a timer, set a Pomodoro timer, which is 25 minutes on, and then you take a 5-minute break. Do that so that you can stay really focused and remember exactly what you're doing on there. Okay. So remove yourself from any groups that are not serving you or are making you feel inadequate, guilty, or like you are not doing things in the right way that serve you in the best way, serve you and your audience in the best way. Okay. My next tip is pretty shocking, I think. I would say you need to remove news channels from your news feed on Facebook and go unfollow any large corporations and companies, because that's not necessarily serving you either. If there's one that you love following that just like gives so much value to you and has changed your life, fantastic, keep following them. But overall, I want you to be focused on the things that are going to bring you joy or help you grow your business, right? And so me knowing what's going on in my local news or in the national news every time I hop on Facebook is not serving me. It really isn't. It's giving me a negative mindset. It's making me believe that there's no good in the world. It's making me believe that everyone is awful and a horrible person, and I just don't need that when I'm trying to change the world or I'm trying to change other people's lives. That is not what's going to help me raise my vibe and make me feel joyful and make me feel happy to continue to serve. It just doesn't do anything for me in a positive manner. Okay? So now we're going to move on to unfollow or unfriend even people who trigger you. That's right. You're going to unfollow or unfriend people that trigger you. And I know we just went through a insane election season, and you probably have already done this, or maybe you've snoozed people and they're about to pop back up into your news feed. If you still are not resonating with anything that they post, or something is triggering you and you want to respond but you don't, or maybe you do end up responding and you come out of your character, dude, unfriend those people. Unfriend them. It is not going to hurt you in any way, shape, or form to not know the ridiculous things that they are saying that trigger you. Okay? I promise. I promise. Just trust me on this one. Just unfollow them or unfriend them is what I would suggest, because you don't need that negativity in your life. You really don't. It does nobody any good. Okay? Then I want you to go through and I want you to unfollow or unfriend people who make you feel inadequate, people that you compare yourself to, people that seem to be doing better than you, people that seem to have this perfect life and never have any trouble, or only show you the highlights. And it's fine if you love following those people. But what I want you to do is I want you to unfollow or unfriend the people that make you feel like a loser, or make you feel like you're not doing enough in your life, or make you feel like you, I know you know those posts where you see them and you're like, ugh. Like you're so interested in what they're doing, and you're like, it's good stuff, it's good content, and you really like it, but it makes you feel bad about yourself in some way. Unfollow or unfriend those people. Again, it's not doing you any good to see that. It's just making you sink further and further and further down and not take action on your own life. If those people are inspiring you to take action on your own life, or showing you what you can do and that you can do it too, then by all means, keep following them, support them, give them all the praise hands, whatever you got to do. But if they're not, if you're getting triggered, and this isn't about them, this is not about them, this is about you and how it's making you feel. And yeah, I would say that you probably do have some stuff you need to go work out. But you keeping them on your feed isn't going to help you work that stuff out. Unfollow, unfriend them, and then maybe go journal about it or pray about it or meditate on it and try to figure out where these inadequacy feelings are coming from, okay? But you don't need to keep following them and keep feeling that way. Okay. So on to the next one. Let's see. Unfollow or unfriend people who only have negative things to say or make generalized statements that you sometimes fall into those categories, and then they cause you to question every single thing you think or say. I'm going to let that sit there for a minute because I feel like we all know those people, right? We all know those people that are like, I just hate it when people bring their kids to the restaurant and they run around. Well, I don't like that either. But also, when I read that, now I'm nervous about every little move my kids make or every loud noise that they make, or if they wander too long to the bathroom or too long back from the bathroom or whatever. It makes me like get real anxious and like, because I don't want to upset people. Like, my intention in life is not to irritate or bother people. But guys, this is what makes the world go round. We're all different, right? So if you are following people that like to make those generalized statements, those negative statements about just anything out of the blue, anything in the world, they just like to generalize all the things that they hate, unfollow them, because it's not doing you any good to be put in that energy of people who just want to be judgy of others. Okay? Are we good on that? We're eye to eye. We're getting each other. we're understanding. I'm telling you, all of these things I have done, all of these things I have felt, all of these things I have had to overcome myself. And so, trust me, I've also been all of these people that you need to unfollow, okay? I promise. I've been them because, 10 years ago, it was cool to be a brat. It was cool to be sassy. It was cool, which it is still cool to be sassy and be yourself. But it's not cool to be hurtful. It's not cool to be mean for fun. Like, that is so 2000s, guys. Okay, so stop. Like, stop being that person and stop following those people, because those are not your people. They are doing nothing for your brain, your stamina, your joy, nothing, literally nothing for you. Unfollow them. Okay, the last step I have for you, and I'm wondering how you guys are going to take this, but the last step I have for you is Facebook is very easy to sit and scroll on. When you have the website up and you're busy working on something else, you're working on an email, or you're working on, a podcast, writing a podcast, or recording a podcast even. It's so tempting to just leave the site up. And then that way, every single notification that comes through, you can see it in your, whatever the top of this is called. You can just see it in the banner at the top. You have 1 notification. You have 3 notifications. And you're like, ooh, I got to check. I got to see who it is. If you're anything like me, the wallpaper of your phone has no red dots, has no little icon numbers in the top, because that drives me crazy. It has to be clear. Even if I forget to come back to it later, fine. As long as that notification is not staring me in the face like, me, you got to talk to me, you got to see me, you got to check me out. Fine. So what I'm saying to you is, when you have those little notifications on your website or on your phone, you always want to check it. You always want to check it and get that off your plate, right? You feel like you're making progress or you're being productive getting that notification off your plate. It doesn't do anything for you. It really doesn't do anything for you. So here's my tip. X out of the website. That's it. You just got to X out of the website, put your head down, focus on what you need to get done. And then later on, when you get off or when you shut down for the day or whatever, then you can check your notifications. Then you can follow up on all your notifications, on all your messages, on all your emails, or all your Instagram messages or comments, whatever you got to do. But X out of the websites when you're working on your computer and trying to get things done, when you're trying to get content written, when you're trying to record your podcast, when you're trying to record your YouTube videos. Just X out of the website. That's it. That's all you got to do. Okay, you guys, I hope this was beneficial. I hope this was helpful for you. If you found any service here or any quality or any ideas or any tips that you loved, please take a screenshot of this episode and post it in your stories after you get done creating for the day. And tag me in it because I would love to hear how this resonated with you. All right, that's all I have for today, you guys. I love you all so much, and I will see you tomorrow in the Live with Audacity Facebook group for my great big giant huge announcement. I will see you there. Can't wait.